Hi, today I would like to explain you how you can export connections from SCIA Engineer to Idea Statica connection with the program Checkbot. My name is Ivan Beleš and I am support engineer for SCIA Engineer and Idea Statica. Now we are in SCIA Engineer and I have already calculated structure. And I would like to export some nodes to Idea Statica connection. For this step, we use the program Checkbot. Checkbot can read data from external programs, from analysis software, and also from CAD software, and also from a SAF file. SAF file was developed from SCIA, I don't know, some years ago. It's an Excel file where you can store your full structure with the geometry, with connections, with loads, and also with the results. The description is on internet, and some of the companies use they produce analysis software. They use this SAF file so you can export it and then read in Idea Statica Checkbot. With SCIA Engineer, we have a direct connection between SCIA Engineer and Checkbot. So, what you have to do as a first step after you install Idea Statica, you have to activate this beam link. So, we go to Idea Statica. I open Idea Statica. Usually you get this window directly after the installation. Then you get on this beam tab on activate your beam link, and if the beam link for SCIA Engineer is not activated yet, then you see here a button install. It's on my computer, it's already installed, but you can click on this button and then it's done. So it's very simple task. What can you do with it? You can import your data from SCIA Engineer, so your structure, your members, your nodes. You get internal forces and also some properties of the members. You can refresh or sync your data, so you get the new data from SCIA Engineer. Maybe you have changed the structure, you have another loads, another cross section, so this can be re-imported in Idea Statica connections. You can open a connection directly from Checkbot in Idea Statica connection, and you can export this connection to an external file if you want. How you can open the Checkbot? So we do it directly from SCIA Engineer. So in SCIA Engineer there is a button in external tools, Idea Statica. I have it already here, but usually you don't have it. You can go here to external tools, or you can find it here, Idea Statica, and you can simply copy the symbol in this part. And then you can start. So you don't need to select something, simply click on the button. Then Idea Statica creates in the same folder where your project is saved, a subfolder with the name of your project, with the subfolder have the same name as your project file. So for me it's Industrie Rahmen, because I recorded also a German video. So this will be the name of my subfolder. Is a steel structure, is with Eurocode, and I will create a project. It's empty. And now I can read the first connection from SCIA Engineer. You select the nodes from right to left. So we have to select the node and also the members. Only to select the node is not enough. I will select also some another members. I will select also this connection because we will need it in the future, and I select also this part. So then because I will need it later in my explanation. So there are selected. I go to Checkbot and in Checkbot I click on connections, and selected parts from SCIA Engineer will be now exported in background to IDEA Statica, Checkbot, not to connection at the moment. Okay, now it's here. I think I have everything which I need. With escape I can deselect it, and so I need the members with the properties. I need also internal forces. We can have a look on the internal forces. They are in loads. In SCIA Engineer you have more possibilities. You can create load cases, you can create linear combinations, envelopes, and the code dependent combinations. This import works with linear combinations, load cases, and envelopes, not with the code dependent combinations. It was before on this way, but then IDEA Statica have to generate the combinations, and then this combination has another names as in SCIA Engineer, and maybe some another content, because there are two different generators. And then we got each time a questions from the Czech engineers from Germany, which combinations correspond between SCIA Engineer and IDEA Statica. So I think it's clear at the moment. You have to combine in SCIA Engineer and then simply read these combinations in IDEA Statica. So I will delete these combinations. So you find them here. I will delete them. Right mouse button, delete. You can create a new result class. You can rename it result class, for example, ultimate limit state, and then you can select your combinations and simply copy here, and this is the content of my result class. And you see you have this evaluation type, envelope or linear. This is envelope, ultimate limit state, or serviceable limit state. But the combination is done in SCIA Engineer, so we only create an envelope of this envelope from envelopes, and this is my result class. Now I want to display them. I get sometimes questions from customers, Mr. Belesh, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So, and I have to say, on the start, before I found out how it works, I was also a little bit confused. So what you do usually, okay, I want to see the internal forces. I don't want to see it on this model with the volume. So I go to the wireframe and I want to click on draw. I want to see my from my result class. So, and nothing is displayed because you have selected nothing. So you have to select members or nodes. So you can select simply all nodes. This is also not an issue, but select one node and then you get your internal forces, bending moments. You can get axial force, everything. If you select more of them, you select all of them if you want, then you get all internal forces. But usually for that checking of the internal forces, better you select one node, then you can see it in SCIA Engineer. You can compare your forces if the combinations are correctly imported, if you defined all values which you need. There are some properties which are already imported from SCIA Engineer. In SCIA Engineer, I can select my member. We can import, okay, of course, the name of the member is imported. Then, of course, the cross section. This rotation with alpha is not imported because then you disconnect the local coordinate system and then the cross section. So I don't think it's a good idea to use it. I use it only if I must, because then the evaluation of the internal forces and the buckling lengths, it's more difficult because then you have y and z axis rotated, so it's not good. So you can rotate with the coordinate system. Then the coordinate system hinges and everything is rotated. So this is the better way to rotate. And you get also the eccentricity. So all these properties will be imported already in Idea Statica Checkbot. What happened if you do changes in SCIA Engineer? For example, I will add a new load case. I'm in SCIA Engineer, so we can remove this model. Control L is for load cases. I create a new load case, is wind. Sorry for this, was a German project. New group. This group is exclusive and it's wind. Okay. And I can now add new load, line load, for example, in X direction. Okay, this is from my previous input. Remember, I have to recalculate the structure. I don't input this load case to the combinations, to these envelope combinations. I want to import only the load case and show you how it works. So now we go to the Checkbot. And in Checkbot, you can either select the node and click on sync. For smaller changes, this will be enough. For example, if you change only the cross section or some angles, or you have another internal forces because you have changed the intensity of the load. But now we have also a new load cases. Then that's the same as I would click on this sync of the structural model. But in background also this syncing of the full model will be now performed, because the Checkbot sees that these changes are too much. Now we have the loads from the load case wind, so I can click on it, select my member, click on draw, and then I get the internal forces from this new load case. What you should not do is to have some nodal loads directly in the node. This is forbidden. It's in the manual written. If some cross section, you have some special cross sections in SCIA Engineer, then, and if Idea Statica don't recognize these cross sections, you get directly a question. But if not, then you can click on some member, you can click on add new cross section, and you can exchange your cross section if you want. And then there are some special things you have to do sometimes. For example, okay, usually here I don't know if there, no, this is not continuing. I want to have this member as a continuous beam which is going over the column, and the column should be should stop below my horizontal member. So I would like to connect these two members. So you select the first one, go to merge, and then you get a window where you see with which members you can merge this one member, and you can click on it. You need the local coordinate system which goes to the same direction. If you have a member which goes in opposite direction, you have to go to SCIA Engineer. There is a function to mirror this member and exchange the beginning and the end of the member. So then you can go to member, merge, and then we have one big member which is already connected there. So what happened if we export this connection? So I can select it, select my loads, and you see these loads, the name is load update is black. That means you have to do something. It should be white. So if it's black, simply click on it and the loads will be refreshed, and then you have your recent loads in your connection, and then we can open it from here or from here, doesn't matter. And then some of the geometry of the members is blocked we will see it. You cannot change it. It's before of the synchronization, so we need the synchronization, and developers cannot allow everything to the users, because then the synchronization would not work. So if you need it, but if you need to change something, then you can simply click with the right mouse button on your node and go to export to separate files or single project. If you have only one node, then it doesn't matter which function you click, you get one file with one node. But if you select more nodes, then you can click with the right mouse button, export to, and then you get 3 files, each file with one connection, or you get one file with 3 connections. So you can decide what is more pleasant for you. And the last step with the manipulation with the model is, if you have a node and there is another node which is very close to it, and there are members, and you want to calculate it in one connection. For example, as you see here, I have this diagonal which is not going to this node. So I can select the node. Then I see there is a member B11, it's here, 10, it's here, 6 is this vertical one. Yes, it's there. But I need also this diagonal B64 in the connection. Then you click on this button with Control, push the Control button on your keyboard, select the member and escape or enter. Enter, I think enter. Okay, and then B64 is already there, and I would like to update the loads, and if I open it, then I will get the connection also with the diagonal. So, and the diagonal is also there. So, and that's all. I'm on the end. Thank you for watching, and maybe we see us in the next video. Thank you and bye.